an investment of 1 million Kenya shillings in the IFB1 2018-15 reopened in the August 2025 bond auction shall pay you a return of 62,500 Kenya shillings every 6 months starting from January 19th, 2026 for the next 2.5 years, maturing in January 17th, 2028. This is an infrastructure bond originally issued in 2018 for 15 years to mature in 2033. But as per the redemption structure, which is a unique characteristic of infrastructure bonds, the investment of up to 1 million shillings will be redeemed in full in 2.5 years, making that investment a short to medium term investment, and therefore this is a bond that will be suitable for your medium term goal if you're investing up to 1 million Kenya shillings. An infrastructure bond is a borrowing paper, an instrument is used and issued by the government to borrow from the domestic market for purposes of specifically financing infrastructure projects or for development purposes. These bonds are unique in that, distinguishing them from the other bonds, they are issued tax-free. The government shall not withhold any tax, and therefore the 12.5% coupon that is payable from this bond shall entirely be paid to the investors. The second characteristic for this particular bond is that infrastructure bonds are redeemed partially. Infrastructure bonds do not wait until their maturity for them to be redeemed in full. And therefore, that gives us the unique feature of a redemption structure, a tabulation that shows how the government will be paying back the capital invested by the investors into these instruments. We shall be looking at the two infrastructure bonds reopened in the August 2025 bond auction, that is the IFB1's 2018-15 and 2022-19. This video, we are concentrating on reviewing the IFB1 2018-15 at a coupon rate of 12.5%. We shall look at the bond features, we will look at the important dates and amortization and the redemption structure for this bond after 3 seconds short break, so don't go away. In the meantime, as always, give a like to the video, engage in the comment section, and if you find the video as value, don't forget to share it to another person. See you after 3 seconds short break. Welcome back to our continued review of the IFB1 2018-15. This schedule is giving us the bond features as per the reopened August 2025 bond auction prospectus. The name of the bond is IFB1 2018-15, and as this channel has taught you in our previous reviews, the bond name is divided into three. We have the first part to the far left, that is the IFB1, giving us the nature or type of a bond on issue and whether it is reopened or being issued for the first time. IFB stands for infrastructure bond. The numeral value 1 indicates that this is a reopened issue. The second part at the middle 2018, that segment gives us the original date or year when this bond was first issued, and therefore this is a bond that was originally issued in the year 2018. And the third part to the extreme right, 015, is the original maturity of the bond. Therefore, this is an infrastructure bond that is reopened today in the August bond auction, originally issued in the year 2018 for a term or tenure horizon of 15 years. And therefore, the original issue 2018 with a regional maturity of 15 years, that gives us the maturity date or the redemption year, the year when the instrument will mature, and the central bank, the agent for government, will pay back or return the original capital invested, because this is a borrowing instrument. This is a loan, and therefore the borrower, that is the government, is supposed or pays coupons, which are the interests, periodically, and returns the original amount invested or borrowed to the investors. The year when such amounts mature, or the expiry of the loan term, the year when that amount is returned to the investor, is what we are calling the redemption year. The word redemption simply means buying back or returning back the capital borrowed. And therefore, the year is 2033. To get that year, you get the original year of issue, that is 2018. Add to it the original maturity of the bond, that is 15, and you get 2033. In a reopened issue, the new investors invest for the remaining period or maturity of the bond. And therefore, today being August 2025, and the bond maturing in totality in 2033, it means investors in today's bond shall invest for the remaining 7.5 years. That is the remaining tenure. The maturity, or the specific date when this bond will mature, and the last coupon together with the capital remaining in investment paid back, is the 10th January of 2033. The bond has a coupon rate of 12.5%, and being an infrastructure bond which are issued tax-free, this bond does not have any withholding tax. The coupon payment months, for those who are looking for bonds for laddering purpose, or to match the coupon payment months to your specific goals, this bond will be paying its coupon in the month of January and July, meaning that half of the total coupon of the amount that you have invested, you get it in January. The other half will be paid out in July. And this will be starting on 19th January 2026, because the bond has already paid its coupon on 21st July of 2025. But for purposes of analysis of a bond, the important date to look for is the settlement date, the date when successful bids for the bond shall be paid. And therefore, from the last date of coupon payment, 21st July of 2025, to the settlement date or the value date of 18th August 2025, this bond will have accrued some interest for those few days to the settlement date, and therefore the bond has accrued interest of 0.9615 to every 100. The minimum amount that you can invest in bonds, irrespective of the type of bond, is 50,000 Kenya shillings. And to bid competitively, to bid and specify the yield that you would want to be paid by the borrower, that is government, you require a minimum of 2 million Kenya shillings. But as always, our advice is that if you are doing your bidding as a DIY, consider bidding non-competitive. And for non-competitive bidding, the minimum is 50,000 to a maximum of 50 million. Any person bidding above 50 million, they must compulsorily bid competitively. And lastly, through the August 2025 bond auction, the government is seeking 90 billion Kenya shillings to finance its coming infrastructure projects. In our second schedule, this schedule, we are looking at the amortization and redemption structure. A redemption structure gives you a schedule that shows the specific dates when your capital, partially or in full, will be paid back to you. Or this is a structure that gives us the tenure of your bond. The specific portions that are paid back through the redemption structure, they give you individual bonds. It's like you are purchasing different bonds within one bond, and that is dictated by the amount of capital that you are investing. As per the redemption structures, Any investment made for an advice value of up to 1 million Kenya shillings, that amount is redeemed in full in the amortization, and particular to the IFB1 2018-15, any amount invested of up to 1 million will mature after 2.5 years, that is on 17th January 2028, where that bond shall be redeemed in full. And as per this schedule, an amortization and redemption structure, we are combining both the coupon payout dates and the capital payback dates. And as per this schedule, for up to a million invested in the IFB1 2018-15, we have 19th January 2026 being the first coupon payment date. You are getting a 62,500 as the coupon. The way to get that value, you are taking a 12.5% of the capital invested. In our scheduled example, we are using the maximum investment for this type of redemption, that is a million shillings, which is giving us 125,000 per annum. We shall not deduct or adjust for any tax because, as we have said, infrastructure bonds are issued tax-free. So what you do is get the 125,000, which is the annual coupon payment or the annual coupon amount, divide that figure by 2, and you are getting 62,500. That is the coupon amount after every 6 months. So that's why we have scheduled 62,500. Those dates show dates after every 6 months for the next 2.5 years, closing in January 17, 2018. On the closing date of January 17, 2018, which is the given first amortization date, and as per the prospectus, during that date, any bonds of up to a million will be redeemed in full, meaning that the entire million invested will be returned back to the investor via their settlement account. Therefore, the redemption date, you are paid the coupon for that date and the capital. Therefore, on January 17, 2018, this investor will get back a total of 1,062,500, bringing their investment to a maturity. This other schedule, the next schedule, which now I've also incorporated the first schedule that we have just analyzed of an investment of 1 million, we are using an example of an investment of 2 million shillings. And this will apply for any investment above a million. 1,050,000, because 50,000 is the lowest multiple you can invest in a bond. So it will be 1,050,000 and above. That face value will apply in the second schedule, and this one gives us allocated maturity of 7.5 years, which is the remaining tenure for the reopened IFB1 2018-15. So if you invest any amount above a million, 40% of that amount, in our example of 2 million, 40% will be 800,000. That 40% will be paid back to you when the investors of up to 1 million will also be having their bonds redeemed in full. So on 17th January of 2028, 40% of all other bonds shall be paid back. Our example of 800,000, meaning that these investor will get a total of 862,500 on that amortization. The other values above at that point giving us 125,000. It's because the capital invested in this second example is 2 times what we had in our first example of 2 million Kenya shillings. And if you subject that capital of 2 million to a coupon rate of 12.5%, you are getting an annual coupon of 250,000. Divide that one by 2 and you are getting 125,000 as the buy coupon amount. And therefore, from the 19th January 2026, which is the first coupon date, this investor getting 125,000, or through to 17th January of 2028, when the first redemption happen on that amortization date, 40% being 800,000, would mean that the total payout on that day, including the coupon and the capital amortized or redeemed on that date, shall give us an 925,000 Kenya shillings. That will continue with the coupon payout of 125,000 up to the maturity date for this bond, which will happen on January 10th, 2033, when the remaining capital shall be redeemed in full. When we redeemed the 40% in the first amortization, the remaining is treated as 100%. The 100% of the balance is 1.2 million. That 1.2 million, it will be paid out together with the last coupon of 125,000, and for that reason, the last payout for this investor will be 1.325 million Kenya shillings on maturity of this bond. And in our last schedule, we are looking at the important dates for this issue. The bidding period is from 21st July 2025 to 13th August 2025. That is sufficient time for any new investor in bond investing and wishes to invest in this bond to create your DAO ZSD account and get it approved and place your bid. We have numerous videos in the channel about creating your DAO ZSD account, placing bonds, how to get your transactions details, how to pay for those successful bids, and portfolio balancing in bond investing. The bidding deadline is the last day of the bidding period, and that gives us Wednesday, 13th August 2025. A Wednesday is very important in bond investing. Through the prospectus, the bond auction always takes place on a Wednesday, which marks also the end of the bidding period. Your bond must have been bidded for by 10 o'clock of the closing date of the bidding period. The auction date therefore becomes the same Wednesday, 13th August 2025 in the afternoon. Immediately the auction is concluded because this is an automated process. The results get generated and you are able to access your results. Either they are wired to you via an SMS, but you can also get your results for the auction, where the results you are getting your payment details. For that, payment details for your successful bid from the transaction tab in your DAO ZSD account if you don't get it via an SMS. And that will be happening then from the auction date, and you have all the way to Friday, because as per the prospectus, Friday is the date that is given for the auction result, and the Friday will be on 15th August 2025. Once you have gotten your results, because results is giving you the payment key and the amount, those are the specific details that you need to give to your bank when you are preparing an RTGS to settle the amount, your successful bids. Once you get your results, you have all the way to Monday of 18th August 2025 to process your payment for the bond. So the settlement date is the last date for payment of your successful bids, and has been set on Monday, 18th August 2025. Though date is very important in bond investing, because all bond payments and all coupon payments do happen on a Monday. The settlement date also becomes the value date. That is the date when the portfolio account in our DAO ZSD or the portfolio section in our DAO-ZSD account, where you get the portfolios and the valuation for our bonds updated. So once you have made a payment for your successful bid, you wait until the last day of payments for those bids to close. And it is on that date, which we call the value date, when our accounts get updated with the portfolios and valuations for our bids. And that concludes our review for the IFB1 2018-15, a short to medium term investment where you're getting a maturity period of 2.5 years for any investment that you'll be making of up to $1 million Kenya shillings, and any amount above that in multiples of 50,000 will gain you a maturity period of up to 7.5 years worth of investing, giving you a medium term investment to match with your goals. And this is a tax-free investment, giving you a net coupon of 12.5%. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video, where we are reviewing the second bond, that is the IFB1 2022-19. Thank you for watching.